Hello and welcome again to the Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news, and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, to leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel, girl, what are we doing, girl? Subscribe to that ZM channel. Helps me stay alive in this algorithm that is trying to fail me, okay? I'm kidding, guys. Also, for the audio listeners, how y'all doing? Be sure to leave a rate and review. We love those over there at the audio podcasting. Y'all did y'all big ones. Am I recording? Okay, I'm making sure I'm being recorded, child, because I'm like, girl, is the numbers moving, child? Nothing like doing a whole episode and just like it not recording. That happened to me a couple of episodes ago. Hey guys, how are y'all doing? We are on RHOA Radio. Okay, let me just make that very clear, because last couple episodes I kept on saying, oh, we are back on air. No, we were very much not on air. So I'm back on air. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I joined the We Are You Radio morning crew, so I'm taking over. I don't know what we want to call this yet. Like, I'm thinking about like the Darren Green experience, giving that homage to Wendy Williams and all that. I don't know. But we gonna have some fun over here. If you're listening to this early in the morning, child, it's 6 a.m., honey. How y'all doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Black History Month, first of all. You know, can we get about right now? Happy Black History Month, child. Okay, we're like, what is it? What's today's date, child? Well, the time I'm recording this, child, it's the second. So it's the second day, right? But when y'all listen to this, it's the third day. But I'm gonna just tell y'all right now. They are trying me. They are trying me, child. They are trying me, listeners. I feel like I can't put names to certain situations because it is plural. Oh, it is plural. I'm not talking about just one. I'm not just talking about two. I'm talking about a whole lot of people. They are trying me on this Black History Month, okay? And shout out to the people that, y'all know what I'm talking about, child. They want to sit there and you want to say certain things, or you want to sit there and micromanage people. You want to sit there and say this and all this. And like I said, I'm not going to put a name to anything because, you know, I do have people that be watching the show in the bushes. Shout out to y'all because I'll be, funneling them more of those views and stuff like that. I do have some people, as Teddy would say, in the bushes. It's just aggravating. It's aggravating. It's an aggravating time. We have, for a lot of us that's in marginalized groups and stuff like that, we have suffered a lot of losses when it comes to policy, when it comes to laws, when it comes to a lot of these companies showing their true hands. And when it comes to people, we are going to receive a lot of loss this year, right? And a lot of the loss is unfair and unjustifiable, whatever you want to call it. I think some losses are necessary. It's like one of those losses where you just see it coming. You just see it coming, but you try to prolong it as much as you can, and it's inevitable that it's going to end. And at the end of the day, there is this creator that I follow, child. He be cursing me out, child. It's a parasocial relationship. He don't know me, like I said last episode. But Justin Fret, okay? I don't know if y'all know him. He's real big on TikTok. I follow him on Instagram too, just because we thought that TikTok was about to be out of here. One thing that he talked about when he made one of his videos, I'm so glad that I actually was able to cite somebody that said something that was of value when he was talking about loss, to not focus on what you've lost, but focus on what you have won. And there's a lot of things that I've accomplished in this journey of just being a content creative and working in my daytime jobs and learning things and learning people and just learning what things really are in the grand scheme of things. So I just will want to say, if you guys are going through the same thing, just to focus on your focus on your wins, focus on the people that matters, the people that's not mattering, the people that's just weighing you down, the institutions that's weighing you down, the job, whatever you want to call it. This ain't no Beyonce shit, okay? I ain't telling y'all to quit your own jobs and all that, but definitely set boundaries and definitely your ground. Because there's a lot going on, child. There's a lot of people that's going to start trying people nowadays. Like, it's getting weird out here. It's getting really weird. The war on DEI, child, part 2. Did y'all hear about that? And I just want to start by saying, I just want to share my deepest condolences to family members that lost their loved ones with the whole DC plane crash. Like, what's going on with the planes? What is going on with the planes? I just don't know. My thing is this. We're watching this situation unfold, and we're watching our government basically blame the previous administration and blame DEI for the situation, well, particularly the situation that happened in DC. Now, the situation that happened in Philly, this was like a personal plane, or just, it wasn't a commercial flight, but mainly the DC plane crash where the helicopter ran into the plane. We're getting a lot of conversations. I know InfoWars, that lunatic, is trying to sit there and say, oh, these are Muslims trying to enact some type of kamikaze. We got Trump saying, blaming Obama. Obama hasn't been president for many years now at this point, but we're still blaming him and his initiatives and what's going on with DEI and stuff like that. And we have got the identity of the person that was flying that helicopter has come out. And so, like I said, people just took the time to talk about DEI and all this other bullcrap just to prove that, hey, this is the reason why we have to hire people of talent and not just of race and this, that, and the third. And I find it so funny because you're saying all that, you're saying DEI, but Trump was the one that dismantled the Aviation Safety Committee. He literally did that, and literally we had two events involving a plane crash. Literally after he dismantled this Aviation Safety Committee. I'm not here, and look, I'm not here to point fingers, and I'm also not here, this ain't gonna be a punch down on Trump podcast. Like I said, I'm gonna talk about him very lightly. I want to talk about him as least as I can. You know what we get into. Guys, you know what we get into. But I just find it so annoying that I think maybe some of these situations could have been avoided if you would just stop with the pen and signing of these executive orders. I don't know, child. Y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. We can get into the things that we can get into because I don't want to be bogged down by this topic. We have a lot to talk about. We have to talk about gay baiting, honey, because, honey, the whole gay baiting conversation done came up, child, with NLE Choppa and then this streamer, PlaqueBoyMax or something like that, child. We'll get into that. We got more Real Housewives of Atlanta tea. As the dust settle with this trailer, we're going to get into some things and get into what the people are really talking about online. That was an interesting conversation. Porsha is also in the news as well. We also have the very talented New York-based rapper Ty-Mitch that I am going to interview later on in the show. That will be the last thing we do today. That and more coming up on the Darren Green Show, okay? All right, now let's get into our first topic. I wanted to get into this whole gay baiting situation, okay? Now, it started with NLE Choppa, and it fizzled into this conversation with the streamer PlaqueBoyMax. Now, we're going to start with NLE Choppa, okay? For those who don't know, because there are people that, what is gay baiting? What is that? So gay baiting or queer baiting is a person who uses a marketing technique called queer baiting to attract the LGBTQ audience without actually representing them or being a part of that community themselves. So I mean, there's many facets of what words and terms mean, but I always looked at it as the content, the spicy content creator that's actually straight, that actually has a girlfriend, that actually is heterosexual, right? And they do things that's considered non-masculine or things that a homosexual would do, okay? And they do that for money because they know that a lot of gay men are gonna flock to it. They're gonna subscribe to it. They're gonna pay it to see that video of you doing those things that you wouldn't normally do. Do we see it a little bit in the entertainment space in regards to rappers? Yeah, so that was the conversation. People were basically saying that NLE Choppa is queer baiting because he did a cover for Playgirl. And do we have some of the photos on here, child? I spoke about this on my TikTok, but it fell on deaf ears as it usually does sometimes. Towards the end of the month, they don't want to push out my videos, child, because I already made like a band. Anyway, let me not talk about my finances, child. But this was, sorry to the audio listeners, but this was the photo shoot that started it all. We see him wearing very less. It looked like he's wearing some type of Speedo that's pulled down a little bit so we can see some butt cleavage, okay? And we got his legs out, chest out. Like he's just looking, just emanating with just whatever you want to call it, okay? A whole lot going on here. So a lot of people were dragging him online. They were saying, oh my goodness, he is queer baiting. This one person that's on here saying that at this point, NLE Choppa is just a soft gay corn actor. He's no longer known for his music, but just the fact that he queer baits online. Ooh. And he was responding back to some people. He said, I've never been gay baiting. It's me showing freedom. Anything nowadays is called gay or baiting. In reality, I'm just comfortable enough to have the utmost confidence in how God designed me and all this stuff. He did like a video explaining all this. Also, I'm not going to get into the video. I'm not going to play all that because first of all, he was talking for more than 2 minutes and just was saying the same thing. Basically, this is what God gave me and I'm going to show off how I'm going to show off. I like my body. He said, he like his ass. He like his parts. Okay. In the front, honey, we got to clean it up a little bit. And I'm just a confident person that's just, I'm going to show my body because I love my body. And that's just that on that, right? And I did talk about this on my podcast. I don't think he's queer baiting in particular because, like, at the end of the day, and there were some people that kind of was in his defense because it's just, okay, at the end of the day, like, he is a person that just wants to be sexualized. Like, he is, I think that part of what the first tweet that I just read is true. Like, he's, like, no longer known for his music. He's now become like this sex symbol, which is something that was perfectly designed through him. Like that's what he wants. He cares, music ain't selling, so let me just put on less clothes, which is okay. I mean, I'm not no prude. Obviously I ain't got no problem watching. I don't think that it's gay baiting is like, he actually does care about the community. Like, he performed at like a couple Pride events. You get what I'm saying? Like, he's actually in conversations. He puts gay people on. Like, he had RHOA on his show, and I know I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm not this, I have a gay friend, like whatever, this, that, or third, but he does care about the community. It's the gay baiters that they really don't care. They really just want that dollar. They really just want you, like, for me, the perfect example of what a gay baiter is actually is this streamer right here. Okay, now that's the Twitch streamer PlaqueBoyMax. Okay, now he also went viral. Let's get into that. And this is my example of what gay baiting actually is. He caused a lot of controversy online after making claims that gay men are sexually harassing him online because of his past videos. Now, the video in question, do we have the video? I actually can't really, for obviously for the audio listeners, you can't really see nothing, but he did a video. It was clips of a video of him pulling his pants down and smacking his ass. And it blew up, okay, on Twitter. It blew up on Twitter. A lot of the gays was talking about it. A lot of women was talking about it. People in general was just talking about it. It was the trolls, it was the gays, it was everybody. Everybody was talking about it. Like, he is known for making a lot of these clips. I'm so glad that video was there. So glad that video was there because I thought I had to pop something up. This went viral, and apparently he made a reaction to that, basically saying that this is uncomfortable and I'm getting a lot of attention. And this is not the only occasion. It's one thing if this was like the only occasion of him doing this, but he has, from what I see, every time I see him in a clip, he's always doing like the quote unquote sus acting, like he acts weird around his boy. Like, and let's be clear, like, everybody has been to high school. Okay, everybody has been to high school. Everybody knows that there are certain boys that will act a certain way with their other dude friends. And it's not always meaning that they're gay or anything like that, but they just do weird shit because that's just what dudes do, okay? This person never really grew up from high school. I don't know how old this man is, but he gets into that. Like, he does a lot of sus stuff, quote unquote, right? But this video in particular was the one that just got viral, right? And because that went viral, he apparently said that he got a whole bunch of people commenting and people messaging him. We got people sending just nudes, allegedly. That's what he says. But I mean, look, this is a little bit what he said on his stream in response to everything that was going on, okay?
Last year, I was streaming one day, and Aiden and Kai came to my chat and rated my chat and said, yo, Drake dropped. But he didn't actually drop. So I was like, y'all turn around and smack my ass. Now, I don't know if y'all seen, but this clip is going like OD viral. This is like triple platinum on gay Twitter. There's a lot of clips, images, blank of me that leads to me getting harassed. I don't know. Like, mad streamers do gay shit, but for some reason, whenever I do some that slightly, it's going triple platinum on gay Twitter every time. I'm gonna keep it a buck every time. It leads to me getting harassed. I know y'all see the comments and talking about they want to impregnate me. and change the geological physics of a man, all type of nuts.
Right. And we could stop here because he goes on to also invoke God, which pissed me off because what am I setting an example for my listeners and my following and stuff like that? I'm not following by God. And it's just like, when have you ever shared? Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's not for everybody to your spiritual journey or whatever, but like, I just felt like that was just so like convenient to say. My whole thing is, and I do have this video right here. Okay, let's play that right now.
Whoa.
This was a clip that kind of went viral too in response to his little video.
You want to get on there? I'm viral on gay Twitter game. You want to get on there? No. To help grow your viewership.
Come on, it helped grow your viewership, and that's right there is the definition of gay baiting. That right there is the true definition of gay baiting. Okay, he don't give a F about the community. At the end of the day, he used basically. This is almost like when men wear, we just talked about this other episode, when men dress as a woman and play on to all of the negative stereotypes of a woman, black women specifically, when we're talking about black men doing this dressing up. Like, you basically put on almost a show to try to, I don't know, I guess that's the way he was acting, how he acts us and stuff like that, is how he views like gay people, in that we're always like over sexual and we sexualize everything and we're always being weird and towards other men and stuff like you did that. And it's so funny how he said, every time I do it, it gets stupid viral. Well, you're the one that does it the most. Yes, we can talk about other streamers that get into that type of play. We don't see Kaisa not doing that a lot. And the people in his constituents that get on lives, they're not doing that a lot. NLE Choppa had a moment where he was doing that shit on Kaisa stream at one point, but he doesn't do that a lot. Like, at the end of the day, he's just showing his body and he's selling sex appeal. The difference is you're always doing it. You always are the one. And then for you to sit there and try to patronize people for now giving you that energy back. Now, granted, I think that there should never be a place for people. Now, he did say that people were sending him nudes and stuff like that. I think that's dumb wild. Let's be very clear. And to that fact, I will say, yes, if he also made the comment, if I was a woman, that would be unacceptable. Yeah, sending nudes to people unsolicited, that is just some trash ass thing to do. It's predatory. But for the attention that you're getting from this and people trolling, literally saying like they want to impregnate you and all this other stuff, I think that is deplorable, yes, but like at the end of the day, you asked for it. Am I wrong? That's the energy that you gave. And for the most part, people know. I'm not saying he was like attacking the LGBT community in a way, but most of the people that's probably DMing you is probably trolls. They probably are playing on to it. You know how your comment section and everything likes to play. Now, and then there was some other sympathizers, some gay sympathizers, child, that was pissing me off on Twitter as well, talking about oh my God, this is self-deprecating and you guys it's giving predatory behavior. That's why they look at us as predators. Don't lump us in with all that goddamn secondhand embarrassment shit. Okay? Because what one person do ain't got nothing to do with me. Okay? I ain't definitely not the ones that's sending him massive DMs of nefarious, just horrible, just gut-wrenching things. But I also understand that you get the same energy you put out when you're on social media. You do sus stuff, you'll get sus back in return. You get what I'm saying? Some people, and you do it so much that some people might think that you roll that way. And I think that's what it was. Like, you were doing so much stuff to the point where now people start thinking that, oh, maybe this isn't acting. Maybe this isn't playing around. Maybe this is something that you truly are just expressing yourself in a way. And I think that's probably when he realized, like, oh, like, I need to scale it back. So he'll never do stuff like this again. And actually, I definitely feel like he shouldn't. I feel like he should not do it at all. I think at this point, we don't want you to, don't do the gay shit no more, okay? Because if it means that much and if you're that hurt and that just appalled by it, why do you still continue to play these games? But I don't know, child. Y'all would tell me what y'all think in the comments. It just was a conversation that kind of annoyed me just because I just didn't like the conversation surrounding everything about it. But whatever. Look, I have my views. Y'all going to have your views. Y'all will tell me what y'all think in the comments and we can move on off of that, child, because I don't want to be too much into this. Okay. Now, I did want to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay. I wanted to talk about this trailer that everybody is talking about. Yeah, well, not everybody. Well, yeah, I guess everybody's talking. Everybody's clowning. Everybody's like trashing this season. They're trashing the trailer. They're saying it's not enough. I see a lot of people say this is giving Love and Hip Hop light. This is Porsha and Friends. This is basically Porsha's spinoff. You know, they are not feeling the trailer at all. People are saying it's not classy. It's not showing. It's not what they remembered and all this stuff. And people are very much not feeling this season overall. And while I said, or I think I said, but I'll say it again. We did not get a lot of content with this trailer. I enjoyed it for what it was and what it's the freshness of it. It seems like a fresh new start. And we've always asked, the Real Housewives of Atlanta fans piss me off sometimes because it's just, we have always asked for like a new shakeup every time. Every year when we don't like the same people that have been on and we say they need to do a whole shakeup. They need to do a whole shakeup. And you get this shakeup and it's not what you wanted. You're calling them Love and Hip Hop. You're calling them baddies. This is like baddies on Bravo. Zeus Network, kind of. I was having a conversation with a friend and it's just, they was explaining to me all the reasons why the old seasons worked and what everyone brought to the table and stuff. And I had to say, you want Phaedra, you want Cynthia, you want Nene, you want Porsha and Kenya. You want that season back. That's what it is. Y'all want that season back. Okay, let me give you the full season. Y'all want that season back, and you're not going to get it. Even if you because let me tell you something. If they would have brought everybody back together, if they would have brought Nene, now they did get Cynthia, Candy, Porsha, Kenya. I'm talking about that season. I don't know if it's season 5 or season 6. I think it's season 5. If y'all would have had that cast on there with a trailer like that, y'all would have ate it up. Y'all would have ate that up. Y'all just don't like change. Y'all don't like change. And I also think that y'all are kind of you have outgrown the show. I feel like a lot of people have outgrown the show, honestly. Now, there is some things that I want to mention in here because I don't want to skip my notes. For the people saying that this is not a classy show and this is showing like trashy vibes and baby mamas and gold diggers and stuff like that, my question, was this show ever the epitome of class? Now, it was the epitome of wealth. We've seen people like Sheree Whitfield. She came into the season with a big ass house and big ass parties and connections and all this other stuff. Nene also was rich as well. And then we had Kim Zolciak, which was the trashy one. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I'm not saying that these girls weren't classy when they first came in because they were class in their own right. But it wasn't like some higher upper echelon type. It like y'all want Beverly Hills vibes. I'm not even gonna say Potomac because I personally feel like Potomac ain't classy either. They act classy, but they're not. But you never got that. We got people dragging people off the stage. We got people saying that to close their legs to married men. It was like catty. It was a little trashy. It was a little, like I said in the beginning, bougetto. That's what I liked about Housewives because it wasn't trying to be this upper echelon. It was like, even though they were on the upper echelon, a lot of them started off really wealthy or moderately wealthy. And then they became these big stars like Nene and Candy and all this other stuff. But I think that it just was never the epitome of class. So for y'all to sit there and make that as one of the argument points right there, yeah, no. I think a lot of y'all just outgrown the show. And I think the reason why y'all outgrown the show, because I feel like reality TV has gone to this point where, and I also said this to a friend while I was having a conversation. I love having conversations before I get on the show because it really clears my mind. I think that reality TV shows nowadays also showcases, and I'm not too much with the baddies because, girl, anybody can be a baddie at this point. They just line up, and if you can fight the most, child, you get in. But a lot of these shows here, when we're talking about a lot of these Bravo shows, it's showing an unattainable lifestyle, and I feel like now we're more into the relatability of things and how much I can relate to a person. So if I can't see myself in these characters, in these cast members, I don't like it. And that's why I say that I feel like y'all outgrown the show, and that's okay. That's mature to understand that, this shows that I feel like I've outgrown and I can't really go back to watching. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying that this is going to be this is the best season since, or this is going to be the best season since sliced bread. I'm saying give these girls a chance. We don't know these girls. We don't know what they're about. We're seeing clips of little shade and little things that said and what have you. We're not seeing the real season yet. I think that we should definitely judge after the season is over. I feel like y'all just, and for the life of me, Housewives we all agree that the Real Housewives of Atlanta is the elite reality TV show overall. I think I can honestly say that. I'm not talking about pioneer shows like Flavor of Love and all the shows back in the early VH1 or early whatever Bravo was putting out before the Housewife franchises started permeating. Housewives of Atlanta was iconic. And I think that it's to a point now where if they're not hitting them at the jugular, they're not capturing lightning with a bottle with every season, then it's trash and we discard the show. And now we feel like it should be canceled. And we don't give it the ratings. Like, I don't know. I mean, I think we should give this show a chance. But also, like, for y'all to sit there and say these are like Love and Hip Hop artists, or one person said these are like, they're showcasing video vixens and baddies, the whole baddies archetype. But when we get people that come on the show, okay, that are those roundaway girls, or are those like a Kim Fields or a Shamari, or the girl that was the Olympic gold medalist. I cannot remember her name, but her fine ass husband. Y'all call them boring. I know I didn't like the girl that was the Olympic gold medalist, but at the end of the day, I think that there's like room for everybody. Y'all call them boring and they become one season wonders. This is what Atlanta is now. Like, Atlanta is like the baddies archetype, got a rich husband, got a BBL, got my face and body done, and this, that, and the third, and da. Like, a lot of people say that they're all Porsha's sons. And they don't think Porsha can lead. I don't know. Like I said, we have to give the season a chance. And nobody's dragging the other franchises for their shortcomings. Have y'all noticed that? Let's be clear. I watched a couple episodes of Housewives of New Jersey because I am Jersey born, okay? Boring, okay? Housewives of New York, I couldn't even get through the first 5 minutes. Boring, okay? And they did a revamp. Like, Housewives of Potomac is not giving it. The only reason why they're giving it now, the only reason why they're getting some type of clout right now is because that damn reunion, and Karen ain't gonna be there because Karen an alcoholic. And they're gonna be dogpiling on Karen. Like, that's why I'm watching it. Yeah, I ain't watched that whole season. That whole season was trash. Okay, nobody's saying that. But like I said in the beginning, like, Housewives of Atlanta is the upper echelon. So they're going to, like, they have to reinvent themselves constantly and be the best because they were the best in the past. I don't care. Look, y'all will tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. Do with that way what you want. Speaking of Housewives, we can move on, girl. Porsha, girl. Simon Gobadia is not having it, okay? Simon files for an amended defamation lawsuit against Porsha Williams in response to the trailer of the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, let's get into it now. Simon Gobadia and his legal team filed an amendment lawsuit against Porsha Williams in the federal court on Friday following the release of the trailer for the latest season of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, now Simon's lawyer wasted absolutely no time updating his original lawsuit in which he is suing Porsha for defamation. We previously reported, this is the Shade Room. They previously reported that Simon filed an original suit after Porsha insinuated that he suffers from erectile dysfunction in a series of posts on Instagram. The Shade Room has exclusively obtained a copy of that new suit, which states that Porsha could potentially make more defamatory statements about Simon in the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, now, part of the suit reads, the defendant is likely to continue defamatory and misleading statements about the plaintiff, especially in relation to her environment in the upcoming season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, according to promotional material that has already been released. Okay, now in the new trailer, we can see Porsha really, it was the mammy right here, child, that had a lot to say, child, that really is getting the ball rolling.
The scamming. It makes you think how much of it was real. I'm trying to make music. It's fraud.
It's clearly that the frauding, the scamming, she's talking about Simon. She can't be talking about nobody else but Simon. What was not clear that y'all could not talk about this on the show. I think the production is setting Porsha up a little bit. You know, you don't think that? Because, like, in what way do you or maybe she just doesn't understand the nature of this suit. Like, you can't talk about this. Like, you can't talk about nothing of what you're going through with this current divorce. He is literally, honey, silenced you, and you have to come up with other storylines to be relevant on the show. The very reason they brought you in here was to talk about this messy divorce, but you can't do it because he's suing you for defamation, and he probably had you sign a cease and desist or whatever the case is. Yeah, production, y'all didn't think to be like, maybe we got to cut this out. Or Porsha, you didn't think, or I don't know, I don't know what's going on. Maybe she don't care because she thinks she gonna win or what. I don't know, child, but it's definitely not looking good for your girl Porsha. Girl, you going down bad. Do I think that they're gonna continue to talk about this? No, I think that's just an isolated conversation that they had. And I don't think they're going to go in any more than what that mom said, honestly. Now I could be wrong. We'll see what happens in this season because, I will be covering it every week, honey, because, look, we're just going to be covering it, all right? But I just don't think that was just like a very smart move. Porsha, she still be making the moves, honey. I love Porsha, child, but Porsha, girl, you just don't be making the right moves, honey, girl. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, let's move on off of that. I wanted to get into, I guess we can talk about this because I literally found, she posted this like in the middle of the night, out of nowhere, Beyonce. How dare you? She's doing the damn Cowboy Carter tour. Why didn't you give us a year? I seen Cowboy Carter tour 2025. Why didn't you give us a year? Now, because I'm not doing nosebleed. We doing floor seats, okay? And I know that's gonna be like $1,200. It's gonna be $1,200, and I'm gonna Klarna that shit because I got a good balance on there. I got a good thing. 2020 freaking 5 though. Okay, for those who don't know, because she's doing a tour, girl, for her album, and it's just damn. Like, I wanted to see the Kendrick tour because Kendrick was going on tour with SZA, and that was gonna be a stadium tour. And it's like, girl, 2 stadium tours in 1 year, girl. I don't know if I got that bandwidth, but I did make commitments to a friend that wanted to see the Kendrick show. So I'm gonna see if I can do both. But goddamn, babe. I wanted it to be an album. Like, I wanted it to be Act 3. Let's get Act 3. We might get it next year, child. I don't know. Girl. But it's very fast. It's a very fast and quick announcement. We knew we were going to get this. It was delayed because of the fires in LA. So this was something. And I already knew because there were people that were getting a lot of notifications from a lot of concert apps saying that Beyonce is heading back on tour. I wonder what this is going to look like. I'm interested. I think that when it comes to Cowboy Carter, I sat back a little bit with a lot of the music on there, but I feel like a lot of the stuff grew on me a little bit. Like, I started listening to Ya. I listen to that song every day now. A lot of the stuff that I normally just look like, okay, let me just move on. I don't know none of that. I actually liked. Are y'all going to this tour? Do y'all want to go to this tour? Are y'all sitting this one out too? I don't know, but I don't know if I want to sit this one out. I think I want to go. I want to go because I feel like I should have gotten floor seats at Renaissance Lounge. If I would have got my floor seats at Renaissance, I'd probably been like, all right, I'm gonna just wait till this go on and get into the movies and I'll watch it. Because, girl, it's a lot to go. It is a lot to go to these damn stadium tours because it's so many people. The moment the show is over, you immediately regret everything, and you go home at 3 a.m. Especially if you're not going by car. It's a mess, girl. Girl, Beyonce, you put me at financial risk. But she knows that, child. She, look, girl, get your money. I ain't got no problem with it. What else I wanted to talk about? Why Kanye West back to tweeting, child? Back with his damn sporadic tweets, child. He talking about I used to F with Kamala until she lost. I don't like losers. What? And then just to show his allegiance to Trump again. I was just like, why? Why did you crawl out of the rock that you crawl out of? We don't care about your takes. We know you never liked Kamala. He said, I risked my life to wear the red hat. Then he turned it black. What? I don't know. He could be drunk talking. He could be speaking like while he's inebriated or something like that. It's just like, why are you talking? And then just to punch down on Kamala, like, girl, she lost. It's over. A lot of y'all that was rooting for Trump, y'all won. What more do y'all have to gloat for? You don't ever see this on the opposite. Like when it's the Dems that win, everybody just goes back to life. Everybody just goes on with their business. And that's why I hate about having Trump again as president. And girl, I told myself I was going to bring him up again. But like the aspect of just forgetting who is president. I love that. I felt like we got that with Obama. And sometimes in the beginning, before Biden started acting freaking senile with the Biden administration too, like you just forget that they're there. And it's not a lot of news and not a lot of executive orders coming out. Like it's always something. He is going to be top of the news stories for the next foreseeable years, I would say. It's annoying to me because I get into celebrity gossip and I don't want to talk about this political shit all the time. But it's just it's so hard to look away. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of political things, y'all heard about that new voice actor for this neighborhood Spider-Man show? Well, apparently the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man voice actor, Hudson Thames, okay, he caught a lot of backlash for an interview that he did in which he said, in quotes, I thought it was awesome. I mean, my biggest fear that it was going to be annoying and woke, and it wasn't. And I was like, yes, this is great. It's so well written. It feels real. The oldest of 5 boys, so I feel like I know what's happening in their lives in high school, and it felt like it was doing that justice. Okay, so people didn't like that he said that he feared that it was going to be woke. Well, reading more into the quote, I mean, at least he found the way back and was like, he said he thought it was going to be woke or annoying, but he figured out that it wasn't, and it was actually good storytelling. I mean, I thought it was a stupid statement to make. A show that was literally handed to you. This man, I found out that this man did not audition. He was basically given the role because he voiced Spider-Man in another show, and they just gave it to him. They didn't even have an audition. So you were given this role and you make that comment, knowing that there is some marginalized groups that is in this show heavily. I mean, we're talking gender swaps, race swaps. Harry's black. Osborn's are black. Okay. A lot of his other like characters that are notably known on comics and different shows, they're people of color. And you make that comment. Like you're shooting yourself in the foot. What are we talking about here? Yeah, no. What are we saying? What are we really saying? I don't know. But at the end of the day, y'all will tell me what y'all think in the comments. There was also Anthony Mackie got into it too. Well, they got into it with him because he made this comment. We'll play the video now.
Me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. It's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable.
Okay, we can stop here because he gets into other things. But I will say that he got a lot of backlash on the right side of the conversations. So Marvel was just getting hit from the left and the right, okay? Because a lot of people were saying that his erasure of America, the American aspect of Captain America, another way of saying, oh my God, see, this woke literally. I hope that it doesn't affect the numbers from the movie, but I think that the movie is going to do well. It's going to have a lot of things at play here. Not only just because he's a black man, but it's some good storytelling I'm hearing from this. And Harrison Ford is in this. I'm a big fan of Harrison Ford. So I'm big Star Wars, Han Solo, you know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely interested in what he has to bring to the table. As far as this comment, I believe Chris Evans said something very similar. I don't have the quote, but he has said something very similar. And basically what he said was the role of Captain America is not just a political or a patriotic American symbol, but it's more of a person, like a good guy that stands on business and does things for the greater good. He's not just a patriotic person that's just for a tool for propaganda for pro-American ideologies. It's not that. And people that really know who Captain America is, and I'm not just talking about the new Captain America, but even the old white one. Like when you actually read comics, like that man was quiet as a scat. He low-key was a terrorist. He did not follow the government laws. And even when you look at Civil War, he went against the government affairs. When I'm sorry if I'm nerding out, but we got to nerd out a little bit. I got my little Silver Surfer shirt on. He went against the government. He did it in The Winter Soldier, even though I didn't like that movie, but like he went against the government because they were trying to frame it. It was some type of storyline. Captain America was for the people, okay? He was not for the country. Let's be very clear on that. There's been other actors that have said that. Like I just said, Chris Evans said something similar to that. So you get mad when the black man says it. And that's just what it is. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to let this kind of taint my experience with this movie because I know I have a feeling that this movie is going to be really great and I'm going to watch it and I'm going to have some fun. I mean, I feel like y'all should lighten the frick up. Even with the guy with the woke thing with Spider-Man, I enjoy this show. So I'm going to put that stupid comment aside and really just enjoy the show for what it is. Hopefully he gets recasted. Sorry. Not sorry. But yeah. Is there anything else I want to get into before I get up out of here, child? No, I don't think so. There's nothing really else to talk about. Oh, Ava DuVernay. Every time I say I'm about to get up out of here, girl, there's always another topic. She actually says something that I really like. She says in an exclusive interview with People, right? She shares why she chooses not to marry or to have kids. She said in quotes that I don't feel like I would be a good mother for a child. Okay. And I was looking at some of the comments and people were saying, I love a person that's so self-aware like that. Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of parents currently that have kids should have had that recollection. I feel like not everybody is cut out to being a parent. And I think that's okay. I think women get this expectation that if you don't have this child or you don't do that, your life is meaningless. And I just want y'all to know whatever you choose to do, because true freedom is the right to choose. Either way, child or no child, mother or no mother, like your life is not worthless without this component in your life, without this. So I think that, and if a lot of people start to really understand that, then they would not have kids and put them into harm's way. And I mean, and when I say harm's way, I'm not meaning, oh my goodness, like abuse or anything like that. But I'm just like, we know that there's certain people that don't have the patience to have. I know I'm a person, I don't have patience. I don't think I can ever have, I don't think I can ever have a kid. Biologically, adoption wise, no, I can't. I know that I can't do that because I know I cannot provide for another life form other than myself. If that makes me selfish and a bad person, so what? But I just cannot see myself with a child. And I feel there are people that are really like that on the inside, but they end up still having kids. And then the kids just have a shitty ass childhood. They have a shitty ass time with those parents. When all the while they should have just never had a child to begin with. That's just my opinion, and that is it for the show. Actually, we're about to get into the interview with the talented rapper Ty-Mitch. I hope you guys enjoy that. We're going to get into a lot of things. I have a lot of good questions to ask him, so stay tuned for that. So yeah. Hello, listeners. What's going on? It's your boy, Darren Green. As I told you, we will be getting into the interview part of this episode. I'm here with Ty-Mitch, okay? He is an emerging rapper from New Jersey. Okay, let's be very clear. We just had to do an interview again, child. And I said he was a New York-based rapper. I was like, girl, I don't know why I thought New York, but definitely I had to remember, okay? What is going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good, and you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, and thanks for coming on to the show. Right. We have a lot of things to get into.
Yes.
Right. You just dropped your single. This is Now. We have some follow-up questions before we get into those questions. I just want to know how you've been. It's been a minute since you've been on the show. You've been on twice. It was an interview format. And then you came on to do Hot Topics with us. And I actually recently see you in person.
Yeah.
At an event. I wonder how you've been since then.
I've been good. I'm actually 1 year and a couple of months sober. So I'm actually like 1 year old, not existing, but living. So yeah, all my music and my creativity has definitely shifted for the better. I want to be more intentional about what I put out in the world as far as content goes and messaging. I know when I was here before, I had an EP called Michicon that has now been revamped into a series. I'm in the space of making content, making the soundtrack for my life as far as my music is concerned. So I'm definitely pulling from life experiences like all songwriters should do, and making the soundtrack of my life. And in making the soundtrack of my life, I have some questions and unanswered questions as far as family is concerned. Thinking about, like, how often do we sit and think our life story and what we want to tell people and things like that. So it's definitely therapeutic, and I'm happy that Michicon, the series, is here. Episode 1 is out now for your enjoyment, and I'm just happy. I'm happy to be alive in my full capacity, mentally and physically.
And I saw the visual, which was, oh my goodness, it was a really good visual. We talked backstage. You said you made this on you edited, you, I guess, directed it,
produced it.
Like I said, backstage, we produced it, exactly. We wear many hats when it comes to independent artists. We have to become, we are the producers, we are the A&Rs, we are the people that promote the show or music or whatever. And I think that, what type of process is that? Like, how do you manage to that type of balance?
I watched the interview with Tyler Perry and Keke Palmer, and they were like, literally, any advice from Tyler Perry is just like advice that I want as far as the production part of everything goes. And they were like really talking about how use what you have to get to where you want to get. And in that journey, you would gain so much knowledge and understanding about certain things that you didn't even know that you would even be met with down that journey. Having ownership and having little overhead and like really digging your fingers and nails into technology and what you need and different lighting and stuff like that. And it is stressful, but it's worth it because now this is the first installment. Michicon, the series, is the first installment of my entertainment company. All of what I do. I'm a photographer. I'm a hairstylist. I'm an artist. I'm a lot of things. So all of that will fall under my Ty-Mitch Entertainment. You can follow Ty-Mitch Entertainment on Instagram now, but this is the first installment. Michicon is my baby. And this is the first series that I will own. Music, the whole project will be like mine, or is mine rather. So I'm like very excited on the journey of musicality and visual production that I feel like I'm serving my purpose more with this platform.
Yeah. And I do see a shift. It's not to say anything wrong with the last installments and anything like that, but I do see the shift, and I'm here for the development of the artist. And I just want to know, what is your take on the current state of rap, especially when it comes to the queer space and things? Now, other rappers, they do their own thing, but like when it comes to new emerging queer artists that are coming out of the ranks?
What is my take? I think my take is everybody has a journey. I think I think music in general, when you're doing music, you have your musical journey. And at some point of your music journey, because at one point, pussy this, pussy that, my pussy is the fattest was everything that I really I still believe that, but I don't have to say that. I don't have to use my music for that. It's something that I could do, something that I did, something that was then, and this is now. That's why this is now, because I've done that, and I'm hating the girls that did that because I've done that. I know I can do that. I've conquered that. At some point in your life, you have to pivot. At some point in your life, you have to get out the back seat and get into the driver's seat and tell everybody in that car, or all the things that you really don't agree with that are in that car, all the garbage that could be in that trunk, all of that shit gotta get out because I got somewhere to go. And at some point, you have to pivot with your messaging and your purpose and what you want to leave on this earth far after you have left it. You want to leave it a better place. I would hope everybody would want to. So Zeus Network, at some point, we're going to have to pivot. There's no pivoting.
Oh, yes.
Like the site should be in the wake of people saying that they're going to take away Black history from us. They're trying to take Black history away from us. Every day, there should be a Black documentary on Zeus Network. And somehow you have
Come
to
on.
watch a little bit of the episode to get to the baddies episode. Somehow we
Yeah.
have to pivot.
Yeah.
And so this is
So you
literally
gotta incorporate that into the little, put it in the ads.
incorporate all of that stuff.
But let's not get tied into the
Right.
network of it all. But they definitely do need to do better. I do want to talk about This Is Now, because This Is Now seems to be of a more conscious side to your artistry. I love the fact that, and we talked about this before, the rapping with the singing, it's almost seamless. It's just like, what was the headspace around that?
Definitely rapping is a part of me. Singing is my core. So I have to do, because singing, I become more vulnerable. Rapping is really Ty-Mitch. Like, rapping is Ty-Mitch, but the overall...
You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah, I know I can do it, but I definitely don't want to pick sides, and I don't want to be pigeonholed. I want to show all facets of my vocal ability and my artistry. So I definitely feel more at home when I am singing. As good as a rapper as I am, my singing is better to me and more personal to me as far as my tone and my voice and my expression. So yeah, I definitely want to bring that to my artistry in a different way, be very intentional and deliberate in my messaging, educational. With this first episode, my first music video, which Ty-Mitch Entertainment produced, I want to be intentional and shine light on Nigel Shelby, the young teen that committed suicide. I wanted to shine light on James Baldwin. And I wanted to give a message about drinking and driving. It's very irresponsible. Every episode will have its own meaning, like its own lesson to learn. And I feel as though this is the vehicle. Yeah. This Itchy Con series is the vehicle for my music. You know what I mean? All of these songs will be able to be streamed after the episode airs. So every episode that you guys see going forward, there will be a new song in it. So it's just definitely an adventure and a journey. And I'm just to where Michicon is going to take me and my listeners. I'm so excited.
All right. Well, I'm happy for you. I cannot wait. Could you give us a little sneak peek of what episode 2 might be or something?
Episode 2 is going to be after the car accident. After this episode 1, it's going to go into the therapy that I had to do after the car accident. So it's going to be me talking to my therapist about why, because this actually happened in the video. It says 2015. I actually was in a car accident 2015 and actually was criminally charged as assault by auto, being as I was drunk while in a serious car accident. And so it was a major point in my life that I need to shine light on, because my drinking should have stopped then and it did not. I wasn't ready, and it should have been that. Why wasn't that the turning point of my life? Why didn't I pivot there? And it just was, I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? I was still going through my journey. But the second episode will be me, that court mandated therapy session, and me still not being ready until we bring it to present day. And I don't want to give any spoilers out, but definitely a journey. Definitely a journey
Yeah, definitely.
Take with me. So I'm very excited about that.
All right. Yes, definitely. And This Is Now could be streamed everywhere. You can watch the visual on YouTube. And I enjoyed it. This is on my personal playlist right now. I just added it. And like I told you, I watched the video and we shared it on the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today on your busy schedule, because I know you got lots to work on. We want to see you come back again, maybe as a guest co-host, to get into these hot topics. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll see you soon.
All right.
And thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope you enjoyed that interview I did with Ty-Mitch. Okay. Tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. And I will see you guys with the next podcast episode. Okay. All right. See y'all soon.